Yeah. This is such an easy system now that I can just hit a button, and I totally forgot to create a new tab for it, a new title. So sorry about that, guys. We had to restart the. I could have edited the post, but then it goes live to everywhere. So no, we're just gonna go live again.
Quick,
hey, we had.
trial stream.
Can I just tell you something? In the trial stream, we beat Real America's Voice. In just the minute that we were there. That's the standard bearer. Sorry that we went away. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to pretend that the same people are here, by the way. Wow, Punisher, thanks for being here. Wow, Todd Freeman, thanks for being here. Wow, Dodd Pleats, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah, everybody else is like, they're watching the other stream right now, and they're like, what just happened? I did repin. And yeah, no.
Tell the story. This is your shame. You have to retell the story.
We had 2,700 views in 4 minutes, and I turned it off because I'm stupid. I'm a dumb fella. I almost burned the house. Let's start this again today. I almost burned the house down. Let's be real here. That was a bad day.
We would have had more viewers too if it wasn't 3-day-old news that you were promoting.
No, it took off. It took off. The last stream did really well. Now we're struggling because everybody's still replaying the last stream. They're like, what happened in this 2-minute stream? What happened in this 2-minute stream? With there were 3,000 views in a 2-minute stream there. What's Tim doing? What the hell was that? Well, so let's talk about the day before we get into last night. We had a good flow going there too, and everything.
I know.
I have a Veebs hat now. Not only am I CEO of the company, what's important when Tim Young becomes CEO of the company is that you get him a Veebs hat. You get him a hat for the company. Bear Story is back. Thank you for being in here, Bear Story. Hopefully you missed our first stream.
This is gonna sound sarcastic.
Start over again.
Doing the CEO onboarding, like one of the action items on the agenda was to get Tim a Veebs hat.
Well, yeah, for some reason I'm always wearing hats. And I always have to point out that I actually still have more hair than Tim Pool. But I don't like, by the way, there's so lots of things to cover. We're going to talk about all the stuff from last night. We were going to go live last night, and there was a storm. And I'm very glad that we didn't go live because I don't like covering serious news, even though we're going to be serious about the news today. And that flight and the horrible flight. And
But it's also just hard when you're, live like that, and there's so much information. There's so much information accessible on the internet.
I hate.
You don't want to report something that's wrong, and there were a lot of people jumping the gun on information that was not correct.
I hate to call it misinformation or disinformation or whatever the hell it is, but dude, I just love that our last one was doing well. It was like, nope, done.
You didn't delete it.
I did delete it. I did. Yeah, people were still climbing. They're still like, what happened there? Why no? But so last night I'm very glad that we weren't on last night because I have been on with Serious News when Serious News is broken. I used to be at Fox 5 in DC, and I just sit there because I'm not the Serious News person. But I want to talk about that because last night doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well with you. Doesn't sit well with a lot of people. And I'm not a conspiracy guy, even though conspiracy theorists are always right. Always ends up being right. But it is. Thanks, Diddy Girl. Say like all these people, they're like, you're picking up steam. You got it. Good. Everybody hit the retweet button so everybody can come in and see this new stream. Thanks for being on the last one. Thanks for being here. I was really bothered. And we'll talk about the set, by the way, in the background, and why I have a spinning thing behind me.
We'll just knock it out right now before we get serious.
Yeah.
He got this because he's going to put up a nice little star.
Stars,
background.
yeah.
But apparently it doesn't come with the star background.
No, you have to buy the star.
Separately.
But so I have a thing that has it says happy birthday. I think there's one for prom. I think there's congratulations. I should have just put congratulations up. And then this star. And so I've got the set with movement now. And I look like a cool guy with movement behind me. And it's
the floor red lights.
I have floor red lights. I can change the lights to anything too. We've really got to so when I went to the Heritage Foundation, oh God, we're gonna get into this. Luckily, do I think Collins votes for RFK? I think it's gonna be another 50-50 with JD Vance coming in. So yeah, we'll have stars at some point and it'll look fancier. But for right now, this is going to look, this is what we've got. That effect is like $60. And if I want stars, it's another $60.
We should thank our sponsors.
So yeah, let's thank our sponsors for that $60. I now have a Veebs hat. For I'm the CEO of Veebs. If you guys want to vote smart with your money, vote smart with your money. Don't give money to people who hate you. Don't give your hard-earned money to people who hate you. Use the Veebs app, so then you can scan UPCs at the store and see if something's liberal or conservative, and don't give liberal companies your money. It's just that easy. Also, let's share screen real quick, and then we'll get into all the news of the day. Kalshi, if you go to kalshi.com/Tim Young, Kalshi right now. Can I do this? Nope. I'll learn how to do this eventually. Kalshi.com, you can, the predictive markets are better than polling. We've learned this over the past year. And Kalshi has been like nearly 100% predictable. Who will be Trump's director of national intelligence? You can put a dollar or so on there. Right now, 44% of people say that it's Tulsi Gabbard. Also, who will be Trump's FBI director? Kash Patel's 93%. Man, was he on fire today? Who will serve as Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary? 75% saying RFK. Which senators will vote for RFK? Less than 50% saying Susan Collins, but 59% saying Bill Cassidy. How many senators will vote for RFK as Secretary of HHS? See, I think it's going to be 50. And that's where it is right now. I think that's going to be a thing. And then I don't care about the Super Bowl. And who will Trump pardon in the first 100 days? Still Steve Bannon's up there, 28%. So, all right. So last night we go to Duel Live. And we get that horrible news from DC. And I've watched that video now far too many times. I don't know how you can say that it wasn't intentional. I'm just going to say that. That I understand crossing each other when you come to land, but it just looked like it was a beeline right into it. And I hope that they can get to the bottom of it. I hope we hear the truth. I think we would hear the truth from the Trump administration. Mm-hmm. All credit, though, to the Trump administration for jumping on this. So they had a press conference today where everybody was there. I mean, by the way, imagine being a member of the media right now who, throughout the Biden administration, never had to ask or do anything, ask questions, do anything. You get your talking points from the White House, you write them. Now they have to sit there and talk to people, and Trump will just, if you're not asking questions, he'll just give you things to talk about. But Pete Hegseth was there already. Worst 24 hours ever for a Secretary of Transportation. First 24 hours for Sean Duffy, who I think is incredible, by the way. Great guy. Was a great congressman. Great family man. His wife is awesome, too. And less than 24 hours in, and he's on the scene. I mean, that's some effort. That's some work. Like if I'm in the first 24, what do you do? Like he's barely sworn in. He probably hasn't even moved into his office yet. And he's out there as Secretary of Transportation investigating the stuff and being on top of it. Unlike Pete Buttigieg, when there was a train derailment, it took him months to get there. And then did Biden ever get to
No, I don't think he ever was.
East Palestine?
No, I don't think so. Trump did.
Yeah, Trump did.
Biden, I don't think.
Well, Trump is a president, and Biden is not. But imagine being a member of the media right now. They don't know what to do with themselves because they have to work. So that's a thing. Actually having to ask questions of people and actually have possible news coming out. Bear Story. Why do I think it's look? I watch this, and I think our military are the highest trained, best fighting force in the world. And I'm going to leave it up. Why intentional? And I just can't imagine. There are a few factors. And somebody said maybe the lights were in the way or something and they didn't see it.
That makes it easier, not harder.
Yeah. It just looked like it went like this. It just looked like it went like the plane's coming this way, and it just looked like it did. And look, I don't know exactly what happened. It just smells funny to me.
I don't think it necessarily was intentional, but I think that there has to be some, gross negligence or something that, I mean, there's just so many checks and balances in place that that's so difficult to have happen.
And again, we have no expertise in this whatsoever. I just think, I mean, like those helicopters too. And look, so the plane is coming in at 200 miles an hour, right? 150 miles an hour, something like that. It's pretty fast when it's coming in. And even though it doesn't look it when it's because it's higher up, it doesn't look like the speed is there. It's just like it's so almost that it's very that see this is where I am too. Have we heard anything about this pilot? Again, like I don't, I'm not going to speak out of turn here. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but I watched this video over and over again, and it didn't do it for me. Like I was like, something's wrong here. Like something. And I've flown into DC a bunch, and I've never seen a helicopter that close to anything. And most people never see other planes that close to anything.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Well, let us know what you think, Lancer. Let us know. I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't. Then that was the most terrible, gross negligence. I just don't know why you would be that close to another aircraft like that.
That's what I don't understand.
And it really just looked like it. I mean, and again, yeah. Well, you saw that, right? You saw where it looked like they had 3 near misses on almost the same flight pattern.
Mhm.
Like, what are they doing? What were they doing? Hold on, here's what's Diddy Girl. I watched the press conference this morning. The officer standing behind the speakers kept smirking. He looked almost giddy at some points. I found that very odd. Oh, from the National Transportation Safety Board. Yeah, that was weird. The guy was like chewing something when he was standing there. Like they haven't done it's very clear that the National Transportation Safety Board hasn't done a press conference in a while. I actually fell asleep. I was so tired when I was watching it. And I mean, no offense. It just wasn't. But I was watching it, and it just they were saying like what they were going to investigate, and they were like, or like things they were doing. They're like the plane and the helicopter and the FAA and I'm like, yeah, all right. But she's right. Like I like watching this. It literally it was like I'm not even kidding you. Like, and you didn't see this, Al. Maybe pull this up. That's what I have the internet right here, don't I? NTSB press conference. The guy just seemed weird behind them. I want to thank thank God for the ads that run over top of this. But so here we go. I'll pull it up here. Share screen. So, by the way, they also like clearly have not had one there in a while because like just people literally walking around. I don't even think they've ever the step and repeat behind them. So they come out. It was just so odd.
That border there.
I want to start by expressing our deepest condolences, our sympathies on behalf of the entire board for those who lost loved ones in this terrible tragedy. Our thoughts, our prayers are with you.
I mean, it was very serious, but it was just odd. And then only 2 of them spoke. And again, I'm not used to these press conferences. NTSB obviously not used to having them either. I just felt like it was weird that they were all standing around there, and they like none of them really did anything. I don't know. They're not used to, and this is one of those horrible things. But here's okay. So here's B1B Lancer. As a private pilot, I've flown in the Chicago area at night before. It would be similar. It's a sea of lights over the ground, multiple aircraft with the air and lights. It's not easy to pick out as you think. The helicopter. Oh, there's more here. It's a long one.
The helicopter was asked if he had the CRJ in sight. The pilot replied that he did. I'm sure he did have an aircraft in sight. It just wasn't that one.
Why were they that close? How could they be that close? Why aren't we being safer with people in the air? As someone who flies into that airport a lot, and I've probably flown out of Reagan more than any other airport, come to think of it. Maybe DFW is close, but I think Reagan, because I've lived in DC for so long and the Baltimore area. I don't know. I don't know.
Baby girl, can you send the
Yeah,
the
then
link?
send me the right one. If that's the wrong press conference. I just thought it was weird that they were standing around there. It seemed very awkward. Like obviously they have to rush to get this stuff out. Oh boy, that was my first thought too. With Colt, that was my very first thought. Why is it?
Wasn't the well on the
The military side. On the military side. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about the military side.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume bad things with this stuff, but I just again like what at this point in our history and with all these crazy people out there and all the things that are going on, like it's my brain. The real issue is my brain shouldn't default to the worst, right? My brain should be horrible accident, let it go. But in reality, my brain, because of how we've been trained and everything, with all the terrible stuff that happens all the time now, you just assume it's something nefarious. I don't want to think that way, but that's just where we are, and that's where we are in history right now.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, hopefully it's not. I mean, it's terrible. It's a tragedy either way. And this is why I would have been a terrible person last night to do this live. But I just didn't. By the way, I thought I turned my phone off. That's Lauren, by the way. I thought I turned the phone off, locked in my. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll learn how to turn it off my computer. Yeah, I don't know, Al. What's your thought on that? I mean, sorry to not be super excited about this topic, but
I definitely think that it should have. That it was probably definitely preventable. I mean,
oh, it was preventable. I mean, that's the what's it called? The tower? What are they called? The air traffic controllers? They don't see these two things headed towards each other?
I just don't understand how it wasn't cleared with enough time.
I don't get it either. Why wasn't it cleared with enough time to like get through? Like I don't understand why they were that close. Like I like to see. So when we fly out and fly into DFW airport all the time, and the planes, they usually take off in tandem and land in tandem. So you got two that are coming in, and they're probably 3/4 of a mile or more apart. I mean, they're not even anywhere near each other when they're coming in. And I know that Reagan has one of the shortest runways, and some of the shortest runway space. Allergies are getting me. In the business, and so that's why that's fast takeoff and fast landing. But I just again, why were they that close to each other? We should get an aviation expert on here. What a weird. By the way, watching the news last night, we were watching Fox 5 there. Oh yeah, I love this. By the way, that everybody, just like the media is blaming Trump for understaffing. They're like, oh, yeah, it's his fault. Like they tried to blame him for that, just like they tried to blame him for the egg prices, even though Biden ordered the slaughter of 100 million chickens, right? I really do think, and by the way, bear stories on this too, air traffic controllers were the problem. That's probably what it was. Again, but we'll find out when they give us I just trust, unlike the last administration, I trust that we will actually get the truth from this administration. That's the difference. So that's where we are with that. I didn't want, that was horrifying last night. We have friends that are in DC right now that fly out all the time as well. That's like a horrifying thing to hear. And then apparently a lot of the U.S. ice skating team, a bunch of champions and their coaches were on that flight. And it's horrible. So got to pray for all those people. And then, of course, Roger Marshall was on it, too, because he's from Kansas. He's a great senator from Kansas. He was no. He was right on it. Yeah, he was right on the story. Yeah. But yeah, so there we go. That was last night. That was I'm glad I didn't have a live last night because again I wouldn't know what clearly I'm real excited about it here. What do you do in that instance? Like and it's really rough. I mean what's interesting is when you watch live TV, it was totally sad. It's horrifying. And here we go. By the way, I like this guy because he's a pilot. I don't know why they were that close. The Potomac is an established flight corridor for government military aircraft. When the helicopter replied they had CRJ in sight, the controller would assume the helicopter would avoid the CRJ and would turn his attention to other aircraft. Yeah, and also I learned, by the way, Lancer, that most planes coming in, once you get into that protected airspace around DC, are like on autopilot, basically. Like you follow. So they used to have more of a wide range when they're flying into DC, kind of because the pilots were on their own making their descent into DC. But it's basically a straight line coming in. So, oh, is this what? Hold on. Tim, I have a source a week ago. It snowed in New York 2 inches. The air traffic controller acquaintance of mine worked for 26 hours straight. He said, what did he get paid for to sleep? Apparently his mother claimed that he did not sleep.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's
one of like, I think one of the jobs with the highest suicide rates.
The job with the highest suicide rate. If you're enjoying this, by the way, hit the retweet button. I don't know why you'd be enjoying this, but hit the retweet button. Let's get some more people in here and hang out. I'm always glad to be here having the conversation with you guys. And it was again, like this is just one of those things. Nick it off. I'm glad we have a good president because we'll at least get to the bottom of it. I'm glad that we have a transportation secretary that's competent, that you don't have to worry about having to chest feed a child or take long breaks for whatever. Like the guy's a hard worker. How many kids does Sean Duffy have now? 8, 9, 7? A lot. But him and his wife, I mean, Rachel Campos Duffy, and they're people who should be having like multiple kids. I have no problems with them having Apollo kids. They're great people, and they should as many as they want. But and also his swearing in the middle of everything. Again, like you want to talk about night and day from his swearing in to running out to be, and again, that's how you serve your country. You never know when you're going to get the call. It might be less than 24 hours after you get sworn in. But Sean Duffy's daughter, excited. Let me see if I can get this video up because this will bring a little bit of happiness here. Sean Duffy swearing in daughter, because this is such a good video. Yeah. This is from Vida Duffy Alfonso, I believe is another daughter of his. But I want you to see this because this is here's how we'll kind of let's have a cleanse, a palate cleanser, shall we, from that kind of stressful story. This is not 24 hours before when he swears in. His daughter is so cute.
So help me God. Congratulations, Secretary.
That's a great family right there. Like, that's so cool. And then and you want to talk about a high and a low going from, I mean, look how adorable she is, Alex. Gotta turn your microphone back up. Did you see the swearing in video, Al? Like, she's so cute. And then to have to go right from that, I mean, I don't even think he's like finished moving his knickknacks onto his desk as transportation secretary, and he's out serving the country first thing. Glad he's out there doing that though. Good man. But that's your palate cleanser on that story, because was that a rough one? That was a rough one. All right, what else happened, Al? Anything else happened in the news today? I watched 2 confirmations at the same time today. Do you know how much of a headache that is to do? Your Democrats screaming in 2 ears at once. That is, I can go through a million different things. I think Tulsi had not to compare and contrast, not saying one is better than the other. But I think Tulsi had the better opening statement, and hers is 10 minutes. I'll go through this with you because I actually really, really, really enjoyed this. And Tulsi nailed it, and she went after the deep state and the whole. I mean, it was great. Have you seen this, Al? You were busy working.
I watched some.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Before I begin, I too would like to start by offering my prayers and condolences to those who were killed in last night's horrific crash. Senator Warner, Senator Moran, our condolences and prayers are with you and all of your constituents. Again, Chairman Cotton, Vice Chairman Warner, and all of the members of the committee, it's an honor to be here before you today. I've appreciated the opportunity to meet with so many of you and address your questions and concerns before today's hearing. I know they've gone, but I'm grateful to Senators.
I want to get to the good part. I think it's near the end here because she goes into
To your requests for information.
You want to talk, by the way, you know the different. You want to talk about the difference in just Congresswoman. You want to see the difference in people. Like you see her, right? Who's like put together and like kind of scary. Like she scares me. She's intimidating, smart, has that like rogue hair. If you guys know when I say rogue, like Rogue the Marvel thing, the superhero,
thing.
the Marvel thing. But she's got the Marvel hair and oh Jesus Christ, by the way.
He's back.
He's back from the country of
Where's Chuck?
I don't know where Shuck is today. It's probably him. No, you're not getting I can't send you any food, sorry. If you've got the internet, you're fine. But she's got the whole like rogue thing going on. She looks like a superhero. And then on the flip side, where's this car wreck at? It looks like she actually cuts her hair with like what fire? Like just regular old like children's like dull scissors that you have in like a classroom. Like Elizabeth Warren cuts her own hair, right? Like there's just no, if she's paying money. Listen, Liz. If you're paying money for that haircut, you're getting ripped off. You're getting ripped off. Like just, I mean, I could cut hair better than that. I don't even know how to cut hair. I've never cut hair, in fact. Maybe once, like just shave a little bit, whatever. But yeah, that's just, she puts a bowl over her head and just chops around it. I don't know what that's supposed to be. What is this haircut? This again. Hey, listen, Modu Base. If you've got the internet, you can go get food. Sorry. All right. But back to Tulsi Gabbard. It was this thing about did you see the line about the puppet line? That's what I'm really looking for.
Whether it's the surprise October 7th Hamas terrorist attack, you may hear lies and smears in this hearing that'll challenge my loyalty to and my love for our country. Those who oppose my nomination imply that I am loyal to something or someone other than God, my own conscience, and the Constitution of the United States. Accusing me of being Trump's puppet, Putin's puppet, Assad's puppet, a guru's puppet, Modi's puppet, not recognizing the absurdity of simultaneously being the puppet of 5 different puppet masters. The same tactic was used against President Trump and failed. The American people elected President Trump with a decisive victory and mandate for change. The fact is, what truly unsettles my political opponents is I refuse to be their puppet.
See, that was the line. I don't know how I found that, by the way. That was like 3 clicks and I found it. That was the line of the day, by the way. So that's like a whole, there you go. Sorry, I'm going to get rid of the Gambia guy. I love that Gambia pops in all the time to like try to ask for, but no, that was the line of the day right there was the puppet line. And Kash Patel kicked ass, don't get me wrong. But on Kash Patel's side, at the same time, Tom Tillis shows up and showed exactly what you should do with the BS from the left, which is make a bingo card of the crazy stuff that they're going to say and just throw that up to mock them with it. So here's this. Al, did you see this?
I'm available to any of my colleagues who would like it on the other side of the aisle. Some may view this as an unserious caricature and not appropriate for this committee. Sadly, I consider it a serious caricature of what I expect to be witnessed today.
By the way, so here's the Kash bingo card. And Dick Durbin, who started off on for the Democrats, the ranking member there, basically hit every one of the talking points right out the gate. And all they talked about was January 6th today. January 6th this, January 6th that, January 6th choir, because remember they sang the national anthem and they recorded it. How dare they? By the way, how dare they? They got on Kash about potentially fundraising to help out the families and people in need who were peaceful that day, who were locked up. But they never once did the Democrats get on Kamala Harris for bailing out violent rioters. So, but this was did you see this, Al? So the Kash bingo, the words, I don't think the January 6th is on there, but they should have had it on there. Maybe that's what the American flag was supposed to be. But I like, so Tom Tillis holds up his, he's actually playing it. If you see that, I don't know how much I can blow it up for you guys to see. Here, what I'll do. There's X's on that card where he's already started Xing them off. What was said before he even got to talk. But so here's Kash bingo. I don't know if anybody yelled out bingo at any point. But they had stuff on there like Plot Against the King, Deep State, Liz Cheney, Truth Social, Benghazi, Steve Bannon. You know, I just want one day, I would like to be on somebody's bingo card. Like their association with me would like hinder their potential getting the confirmation. Section 702, pedophile cannibal was on there. Bill Barr, King Donald, Hillary Quinton. I don't know what I've never heard of that one. Retribution. But basically, he had bingo from the very opening bell of this confirmation hearing, which was kind of crazy. Oh, yeah. No, media absolutely hates strong conservative women. But, you know, Tulsi's not even conservative. Like, Tulsi is a libertarian. She's, I think she has conservative values in that she doesn't want more war, doesn't want, wants to limit government spending. But I mean, she at one point, didn't she endorse Bernie twice or just once for president now? Oh, I'm trying to involve you in the conversation. What are you doing over there? You writing something?
Taking the timestamps for your clip.
Oh, thanks. You're being Al's producing the show now. I'm not used to that. I thought she was typing to somebody. But no, Tulsi wasn't even conservative. She was a leftist for a long time. In fact, she was a populist leftist who sided with Bernie Sanders for a while. Understands power to the people, and that's the whole point of why she's great with MAGA. And she brings a different perspective to things, but also she brings a solid military record, and she brings the concept that we shouldn't be spending more money and expanding into more wars, and we shouldn't be spending money on other people's wars. So she's great. I'm saying that while I have Kash bingo up. But I thought she was great today. And then if you want to kind of see the summary of how things broke down, here's Dick Blumenthal and Kash Patel. This interaction is so ridiculous. This is the summary of every back and forth with questioning that I've seen in any of these hearings. Can I just blow that up? Is it? Yeah. So this is basically how all the questioning goes. Democrats will make some sort of political point that's obnoxious and absurd. The person who they're questioning, the Trump appointee, will begin to answer, and then they'll just talk over them and then just confirm what they were saying, regardless what the person says. It's infuriating, and basically these confirmation hearings have been just hours of this.
You've committed that the FBI will not be politicized. So here's your first test. Will you commit that you will not tolerate the firing of the FBI agents who worked with the special counsel's office on these investigations?
Senator, I appreciate the time to visit with you.
It is a yes or no answer, and it is your first test.
Senator, every FBI employee will be held to the absolute same standard, and no one will be terminated for case assignments.
And I'm not going to accept that answer, because if you can't commit that those FBI agents will be protected from political retribution, we can't accept you as FBI director.
By the way, Blumenthal is still wearing a Ukraine USA pin.
All FBI employees will be protected against political
They
retribution.
deserve those individuals.
So he just said all FBI employees will be protected from political persecution.
Deserve to be protected from Trump retribution. That was your first test. You failed it.
By saying all
that
FBI
is
employees should be
a-
protected?
I mean, again, this is like ridiculous. By the way, all right, so there was another round of questioning today with RFK Jr., and I have not seen this clip because I was so focused, and thanks for this, Colt, because I went and pulled it while the other clip was up. I have not seen this clip yet. This is Bernie Sanders, and apparently RFK calls him out for taking money from Big Pharma. I'm excited to see this. RFK, I don't understand. Number one, I don't understand how these Trump appointees can sit there with a straight face. I would have either laughed in these people's faces or yelled at them. And so I don't understand how they're able to sit there and stay calm. Apparently now, I'm very excited to see this clip. Colt, it better be good. I have a feeling it's going to be good. 27 million people have seen this clip from Autism Capital. Why did my camera just zoom in on my face like that? And there we go. All right. I don't know if you caught that or not. Zoomed in. All right, here we go. I want to see this clip. You guys do too. I'm going to turn up the volume. Let's go.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? It's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money
from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate
PACs. You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
let's move on. Oh, let's move on. Oh, hello. Oh, thanks for being here, Nick. I love that again, Bernie called out, justifiably called out, and he's trying to spin it. Oh, that's just dollars from the workers. That's not from the executives. It's just okay, but you're the single largest recipient of donations from Big Pharma. Well, that's just the way. It's not the executives. Blah, blah, blah. But you're still the single largest recipient of pharmaceutical money. Watch it again because this is a great clip. I was so exhausted when this happened because I was busy. You can only pick. You have 3 huge confirmation hearings happening at once, and I went Kash and Tulsi, and I missed probably, other than Tulsi's intro with the puppet line. This was the best interaction of the whole thing. I don't blame RFK for going off. This is amazing.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? It's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no.
And protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for.
He really thinks he's trying to get away from it here. He really thinks he's got something here, and he doesn't. Like Bernie got called out for taking money from the pharmaceutical industry, and he's like, "No, I didn't. Just the workers in the pharmaceutical industry." Well, guess what that is? Guess what that is?
President like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money
from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
just workers in the industry. It was only workers in Big Pharma that gave him the money, so it doesn't count. Right? That's how he. And then he's like, "What? Let's move on." And if you listen to him, and then you listen to Elizabeth Warren, who basically has become a lobbyist for big pharma, which is unbelievable. If you would have told me this was going to happen, here's Elizabeth Warren talking about money coming from or trying to protect big pharma. When I thought she was supposed to be anti big corporation, anti bank, but here she is. Just watch this. My mind is blown here. I thought Republicans were supposed to be the big bad guys that supported the big bad businesses.
If he's put in charge of Health and Human Services, he has a whole toolbox of ways that he very quietly can undermine vaccines and vaccine manufacturers, and he can get rich doing it. If he does that, he can stand there, smile at you, and say, no, he's fine. Anybody can vaccinate their kids that they want to. But he literally could bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers with the power he will have. And since he's got a financial incentive to do that, we cannot trust him in that job.
She has a financial incentive to protect them. She has a financial incentive. All of these Democrats are getting money from Big Pharma. That's her financial incentive, campaign money. Who even knows? There might be family members who are employed by these organizations. But to say that that RFK Jr. has a financial incentive when you have been given a financial incentive to be exactly where you are, to defend Big Pharma, is so disingenuous. Again, insane. By the way, I love that this comment from Diddy Girl here about Bernie Sanders. Not one nickel from executives. Instead, millions. How much money have these people gotten from Big Pharma? And more importantly, with all that money, why doesn't she have a better haircut? How does Elizabeth Warren not have a better haircut with all the money that she's gotten from Big Pharma? How about that? In case you were wondering if it was a clown show or not today, and I don't know why the angle was like this on C-SPAN. I guess, it was pulled up on C-SPAN 3. All C-SPANs were activated today. All 3 C-SPANs were active. And here's Mazie Hirono. I don't know if you get to see her or not, but she was wearing the exact same outfit she was wearing the other day when she asked the same question of, I believe, Doug Burgum. But she has asked this question of every one of Trump's nominees because she is either drunk or out of her mind. Here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Patel, as part of my responsibility as a member of this committee, I asked the following 2 initial questions of all nominees before any of my committees. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator, I have not.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator, I have not.
What a great clip, because you didn't have to see Mazie Hirono during it. That was the best. But in case you're wondering, the best part of the whole thing, I'm going to go because I believe I was the top. Okay, so here she is, by the way. Where's my asking the same thing of Pam Bondi?
For the fitness of all nominees, I asked the following 2 initial questions. First, since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
Ms. Bondi, I am focused on 2.
This is, again, like the same just nonsense over and over and over again. And I had her, here you go. Is this me? No. Here she is again. Yeah, close again. There you go.
Welcome. As part of my responsibilities to ensure the fitness of
by the way,
nominees before.
She wore the same circus outfit today. If you're going to wear, that's how I recognized it. I was like, that part, what is this? Anyway, here we go.
Abilities to ensure the fitness of nominees before any of the committees on which I sit. I asked the following 2 initial questions. First is, since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator, I have not.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
I have not.
What is the... Again, these are the same people who, stop sharing. These are the same people who have paid off millions and millions of dollars. Congress has paid off millions and millions of dollars for their own people to settle cases, their own people, sexual assault and sexual harassment. So, but they'll go after Trump's nominees. Boy, this isn't going to go well on YouTube, is it? With all these clips, what I'm saying here. Oh boy, can't wait to be banned from YouTube already. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't even catch up on YouTube. That Brett Cooper's back. Can't wait.
Shot now.
No shot. No shot whatsoever.
Go home.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Yeah. What would she have? Someone said, yeah. Yeah. I did. What are you talking about? That'd be pretty funny, actually. Let's move my camera. You like that? We need to work on the boundaries of my set here, by the way. Look at that. It's like you can see the corners of the set.
I'm telling you, we can move the curtain over a little bit more. It won't show.
Well, we need to expand it. But no, Mazie Hirono again. If you're a representative of Hawaii, are you like ashamed of yourself because of this person? You think? With Mazie? And also, apparently, there was a clip that came out today, and I haven't watched this yet. Apparently, the Biden's FAA head couldn't answer questions about aviation when he was asked about aviation when he was up for his nomination. So I have that. I'll pull that up. Here's End Wokeness with this clip. This should be pretty good.
So, Mr. Washington, can you quickly tell me what airspace requires an ADS-B transponder?
Not sure I can answer that question right now.
That's okay. We'll just keep going. So that's a pretty important part. So what are the 6 types of special use airspace that protect this national security that appear on FAA charts?
Sorry, Senator, I cannot answer that question.
Okay. So what are the operational limitations of a pilot flying under basic med?
Senator, I'm not a pilot, so.
But obviously you'd oversee the Federal Aviation Administration. So any idea what those restrictions are under basic med, quickly?
Well, some of the restrictions I think would be high blood pressure. Some of them would be.
It's more like how many passengers per airplane, how many pounds in different categories, and what altitude you can fly under. So, and then amount of knots. It's under 250 knots. So,
by the way, again, this is a great post from End Wokeness. Trump's picks are unqualified, but Biden's pick to lead the Federal Aviation Administration couldn't answer any of the questions he was asked about aviation.
It's not have anything to do with blood pressure. So can you tell me what causes an aircraft to spin or to stall?
Again, Senator, I'm not a pilot.
Okay, let's keep going. What are the 3 aircraft certifications the FAA requires as part of the manufacturing process? Quickly, please. 3 aircraft certifications.
Again, what I would say to that is that one of my first priorities would be to fully implement that certification act.
To learn how to do your job.
And report.
You know the 3 types, Mr. Washington? The 3 types? Okay. Yeah, that's type certificate, production certificate, and airworthiness certificate. Okay. All right. Let's just keep going, see if we can get lucky here. So can you tell me what the minimum separation distance is for landing and departing airliners during the daytime? Mr. Washington?
I don't want to guess on that, Senator.
Are you familiar with the difference between Part 107 and Part 44809 when it comes to unmanned aerial standards? Unmanned like drones, are you familiar with the difference?
Yes.
Okay, you know the difference between those 2, Part 44809 and Part 107? Do you know the difference there?
No, I cannot.
So he, again, like the guy can't answer any questions about aviation. Isn't that neat? Yeah. Oh, here's Chuck. Me Mongo, me pilot. I mean, he definitely wasn't a pilot, I'll tell you that. And just asked him what a woman is. Yeah, nobody could answer that either. What's the difference between a male and a female pilot? Yeah, what's a propeller do? That's really, yeah, that's kind of like where this was going. What do the wings on the plane do? Can you tell us what the wings on the plane might do? No? Neat. On top of everything else that happened today, Donald Trump held a press conference at the White House. I think Caroline Levitt's got the easiest job in America. She's press secretary, unlike the press secretary under Biden that had to lie for him and go out and speak for him all the time. Caroline Levitt gets to take a break because this guy, I think Trump likes talking to the media and enjoys trolling them and kind of putting them in their place. And my favorite today was, of course, when he was talking with our good friend Caitlin Collins from CNN. And by good friend, I, of course, mean somebody who wanted to end my career multiple times when she used to be at the Daily Caller. How was she at the Daily Caller again now? Thanks for playing. All right, here we go.
Wait, what did you ask?
How is Caitlin Collins at the Daily Caller if she's such a lib at the at CNN?
I don't know.
I'd love to ask Tucker
I think
Carlson
she
that someday.
has no actual values, and she just goes to the highest bidder.
Also, boy, would I like it if my my private messages, even though there's nothing hidden in there, my private messages would stay closed. I was busy telling John Bachman today that I was apologizing for the last segment I did on a show today when the house was on fire. Yeah. Here we go. Here's Trump and Caitlin Collins. This is a fun interaction.
Do you even yet know the names of the 67 people who were killed? And you are blaming Democrats and DEI policies and air traffic control and seemingly the member of the U.S. military who was flying that Black Hawk helicopter. Don't you think you're getting ahead of the investigation right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I don't think with the names of the people, you mean the names of the people that are on the plane? You think that's going to make a difference?
Does it comfort their families
They
to
are
hear you
a
blaming
group of
DEI
people that have
policies?
lost their lives. If you want a list of the names, we can give you that. We'll be giving that very soon. We're in coordination with American Airlines. We're in coordination very strongly, obviously, with the military. But I think that's not a very smart question.
But are you
I'm
blaming-
surprised coming from you.
Are you blaming
I love that. It's not a very smart question. I'm surprised coming from you. If you guys remember, he had that town hall with Caitlin Collins where he basically wrecked her career. I can't believe she's still at CNN after that town hall because
They like promoted her after.
it made no sense because he destroyed her to the point that they cut the show early. They cut it like 15 minutes early. It was supposed to keep going. It was unbelievable. Here's apparently another one today. Going back to Kash Patel. You've got this here. So apparently what happened in the middle, and I remember this moment. Cory Booker, remember I Am Spartacus? He had that I Am Spartacus moment. He tried it again today, and he's just kind of not good anymore at this stuff. Here we go.
In this, we are agreement, Senator. Get my grand jury testimony. I want it made public. I asked the Department of Justice to make it public, and they refused to do so.
There is no legal bound against you telling us right now what you testified to.
When I asked for my transcript to be released, the
Sir,
Department
did
of
you or did you
Justice-
not commit a crime?
He was like handed a note by his staff. Hold on. So his staff came up. They're like, "We got him. We got him, Corey." Hold on. I'll zoom out so you can see it. Yeah. Hand me this paper in 5 minutes. Watch. So watch this.
do so.
There's
a note that gets handed. Corey's like, "I've got to go." What was it on? It was at The Office, right? My mom died. He had to announce that his mom died. Isn't that what it was? Yeah. So he gets handed this note. This is going to be a zinger.
There's no legal bound against you telling us right now what you testified to.
When I asked for my transcript to be released, the
Sir,
Department
did
of
you or did you
Justice-
not commit a crime?
Senator, I did not commit a crime.
Then why won't you tell us what you testified to?
Because it occurred over the course of 3 weeks.
This is like, sir, did you? And then all the glasses came. You know, when the glasses come off, we didn't see him whip his glasses off. He's very serious, as this Cory Booker. So serious his eyes get a little crossed sometimes. They just kind of go. But yeah, they came with a note, and the note. Did you commit a crime? No. Oh, by the way, I missed it earlier. Where is this at? This was a good line. He really stalled on those questions. That was for the FAA administrator guy. Anyway, so that was kind of today. I'm still a little thrown by it. And by the way, I think the big winner today is Tom Tillis with Cash Bingo. No, I think that's the way to go. I'm a little thrown and a little tired out, so we're going to cut it early. Well,
we had I think we're
we had like 5,000 more. Yeah. Yeah, we really did. But we'll be back. I think I might do one tomorrow in the middle of the day just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
It's not
We've got this wonderful studio now. Look, hold on, just take a look at the studio. Nope, that's not it.
Cash can go.
Look at that. Would you look at that? Look how amazing that is.
You can see our
We've got a
big
spinning
curtain
thing.
rod.
We got a curtain rod right there. Curtain rod. We have to add that extra piece in. We got the whole thing. I mean, we are really doing it big. I can get it out of there. Move the camera. There you go. Now you see the corner of the TV. At some point, I'm going to take the. At some point, I'm going to take the plastic off the TV. It's fine. At some point, I'll take that plastic off. But let's go ahead and thank our sponsors one more time. Of course, Veebs. Vote with your money. Don't give money to people who hate you. Hold on, I can do this, can I? Oh, let's start with Kalshi, shall we? Oh, thanks, Nick. Come hang out some more, and we're going to be, and tell your friends, of course, to subscribe and all that kind of fun stuff. So for Kalshi, look at that. See, we got a logo now, Al, up there on the TV, and with my face. That's right. You did that design. You can take a look here on kalshi.com/Tim Young and see. I'll just zoom myself out. Some fun stuff. Yeah, I had said that earlier. Who will be Trump's director of national intelligence? People believe it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard. They think 93% that Kash Patel is going to be the FBI director as well. I agree. And I think that as well as the markets here, the predicted markets, that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. This is all on Kalshi. You can go have some fun. And there are so many other things. Which senators will vote for Tulsi Gabbard? I mean, you can go through all this stuff. How many trips to Mar-a-Lago will Trump make as president this month? What will Trump say in his speech about the State of the Union on March 4th? Oh, boy, that's coming up, huh? Which senators will vote for Kash Patel? Will Trump pass a new border law? I mean, there's so much fun stuff here that you can get into. And again, predictive markets much, much better than the old polls. Much better than polls. And then we're going to show you the Veebs app here. But before we do that, I can change. I can just do more than change the background here, Al. I can do all sorts of things. So we've got, hold on. We've got Kalshi there, right? There's Veebs, but I can change the colors. There's Kalshi and Veebs. We've got everything. I got that Veebs. I mean,
That one looks nice. Oh, that matches your skin tone. I think that's your.
Yeah, and then I can do this. And now we're green.
Promo.
There we go. Look at this. This is how you promo it.
This is what.
Oh, fuck. Look at this.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah. By the way, I love that line. 877 Kash now. I mean, look. We can do it all. We've got color. We got colors. We got movement. We've got screens that have the advertisers on them. We want to thank Veebs. Don't forget to calm the fuck down.
He's only going to sit there and just let the background just show.
So so we can change the colors, and so I want to thank Veebs that I am the CEO of for being a sponsor of the show. Of course, the Veebs app. Don't give money to people who hate you. When you take your phone I would pick up my phone, but I threw it after my friend called me. You can, when you go to the store, you can scan the UPC codes of products that you use every day, and it shows you. And I'll show you here how it works. I need to
search products too from the comfort of your home.
You can, but it's fun to scan them. I prefer scanning them. But you go to the store and you can see there it rates if they're liberal or conservative, and it tells you if they're aligned with your values, and it gives you alternatives as to what you can buy. As opposed to like your old potato chips or your old Bud Light or your old Ben & Jerry's ice cream. You can go find the better stuff. And it tells you the parent companies. Because here's the trick. Here's where a lot of these people get you. They, I thought it would balance out better. It's fine. How these companies get you is the parent company owns multiple brands. So you think you're shifting brands and you're actually still voting for you're still spending money for your values. But like, for instance, someone pointed out on Twitter not too long ago that Ben and Jerry's, they're like, we're going to get Breyers instead. Well, get this. Breyers owned by the same company. Unilever. And in fact, Unilever owns, I think, 5 or 6 different brands of ice cream.
They have a whole ice cream portfolio, but they also have a lot of different types of companies that you're probably buying for too. So if you're
Yeah.
switching from Ben and Jerry's, even if you just ditch the ice cream totally, you still want to track where Unilever's portfolio. Make sure that you eradicate that from your shopping list.
But it won't just tell you it's bad. It will give you those alternatives that you can go get something good that aligns with your values. You want to do that.
Yeah.
And
You don't have to
Cult
go
says you're going to
through
do it.
and go, okay, these chips are bad, and now I'm scanning the next chips to see if they're bad. You'll already have the alternatives right there. It'll make it easy. So just one scan of the product that you're trying to get. The alternative is there. You can make the switch.
Did you scan the halal dates that we bought the other day?
I don't know if
Are you sure that the Islamic halal dates that we bought the other day are aligned with our values?
I'll probably also that's a good thing too. If there's anything, because UPC codes
we
are
should
being
do.
updated all the time. So if you scan something and the UPC code's not there, you can submit a ticket and it will be added. And all of the data already exists for the company, so you'll be able to see that. Just submit it to the team, and they'll get that sorted. I don't know. I might have to submit a ticket for the halal dates.
You should do a ticket for the halal dates, and we'll get our research team on it to make sure that that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You never know. Make sure our halal dates are fine. That and our lamb meat that we get from the guy at the shed down the street. Gotta make sure we're fine on that. All right, guys. Well, it's been Tim Runs His Mouth tonight. Let's shout out. Look, I can do this. Hold on. We can do what other screens do we have here? Regular. And then I can change the background. There you go. There's a Kalshi. Thank you, Kalshi. Thank you, Red Veebs. Then we've got Veebs and Kalshi, right? Yeah. Kalshi and Veebs. And then Veebs in Aqua that I can just do. There we go. A little blue. I mean, this is high tech right now. We're really living it up. Look at this. How about them apples?
That actually looks lovely. I like the blue light.
Oh, well, there we go. That's actually, I'm much better lit than the red.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me.
Well,
Then we just figure that out. Well, when I'm running ads for Veebs, we're going blue. And also, I want to thank our friends at the Heritage Foundation for providing me with a copy of Project 2025, Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, Project 2025, at newsstands only at our house. Got a copy of it, though, so in case you're wondering. Nobody's ever heard of it before, but it's a little project called Project 2025. Little book. You can look it up. All right, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. I had a great time. Al, did you have a good time? Yeah, you better. All right. And I'm glad we got 2 streams out tonight. It was fantastic. With a total of 1 million people that watched. The first one actually had taken off. So I think 7:45 our time or 8:45 Eastern is the trick. And also the trick is to have a new title as opposed to the same title from the other day. So thanks for being here, guys. Talk to you later. We'll be up probably tomorrow at some random point. This hat's it's very tight on my head, and there's going to be a line.